Mhm. Alright, we're live. A bit of a change of plans from yesterday, since we got a new archetype today, and to my surprise, they're actually pretty good. Let's screw around with them for a few hours and see what they can do. I'll take them through IS and some questions to test certain stuff if we need to. Now, normally I play on 15, but if I play with 4 stars on 15, I need to do too much meta shit. So we're gonna lower it down to 9, so we can play around more and see what Contrail is actually good at. We don't have any trust or masteries, but beyond that she is E2 maxed with full pots. Oh, we have some extra stuff here. I'm too lazy to translate them. I did bother to get a VPN, so we shouldn't be wagging out anymore. At least not as much. I wonder if I can actually get away with starting with Contrail. Why did I take this quote then? She's a specialist. She probably feels like a Lord Guard to me. Let's just reset so we can actually start with her. Just as well, we'll spend 20 seconds so a few more people can come in. And we need to start with the specialist sniper and Vanguard. Yeah, that's a free start. I can do that on 15 too. How good is Contrail? Surprisingly good, I'd say. I think the archetype has really high numbers. I'll demonstrate that once we get a few more guards. Okay, now we start with the right squad. She's a melee operator. She just flies and becomes invincible. For meta purposes, I doubt she's worth picking over Written in IS, but I definitely think she's pretty strong, and I'll find quite a few uses for her. Do I start with the usual Pinecone, or... Yeah, let's go with Caper. And where's Beanstalk? Oh yeah, I'll put it back on. I just removed it yesterday, in case I actually managed to clear. Here you go. When I was grinding BBS4, so I can just use the footage without the chat if I happen to win, which I did not, so it was a moot point. The ground debuffs thing is complicated. If it's a tile you can click on and the game gives you an explanation of what it does, like a red tile or a healing tile, that works. If it's a tile like the Nether Sea, some debuff on the ground, it doesn't seem to affect her. She can be affected by certain types of AoE, but it's a complicated thing. Flying up in the air works kind of like camouflage, and ranged stuff can no longer attack her. It's pretty weird all around. We won't be able to kill the crystal here though. I don't think we have any operator that can do that, because we didn't start with any yards. I just changed when I deployed an operator. Yeah, this archetype is definitely suited more for 6 stars, because flying up in the air is more useful for them. When they do that, ranged enemies stop attacking them too, so they're quite a bit harder to kill than you think. Guess I can retreat. Kind of doubt I can kill the crystal regardless. Her stats are obscenely high, for a bit higher than you would have on a Lord Guard all around. Yeah, we just need to run into a stage that actually has drones. If we put her on a red tile here, she does actually get the effect from it, by the way. I guess we'll test the necrosis next. I should have done it now, but I forgot. She has about 720 attack without any thruster module. Compare her to a Lord Guard because she attacks in a similar manner. Yeah, like 720 attack. It's really high, and we don't have trust yet. My first impressions is that I'm surprised how high her stats are. Is this stage something that has a crystal? No, it doesn't. She doesn't have to start out on the ground. If you use her skill 1, she flies up. Of course, the effect lasts forever. But even if you use a skill where she's instantly in the air, she still gets debuffed by the red buff. Seeds of the chapter 11. Grammar. Well, they suicide when they're balked, so they'll just die. I assume they can't attack. That's something we'll test though. I wanna see how that works. At some point we're gonna go through a few stages because I'm curious how certain things works. So the suicidals in chapter 11 and 12, the Emperor's Blade Black Mist. I have some questions. Does she still turn the laser on Eben Hose event? She should, yeah. We'll test that too, but that almost certainly should work. Because I don't think it matters whether it's flying or not, for the logic of the game. Can't really use her skill here since flying up would not be in my best interest. Only Boker, you know. Yeah, I think she's definitely better than what I expected. I think it's a strong archetype, yeah. Let's get past the Atu stages. When we have some more operators can move around, we can show off what she can do. Do I just go straight to Nada? Of course. Is that even a question? I think Crownslayer just bullied herself, almost as badly as AG bullied her when they made her an outer. This gives you a choice of some rune. I think the bottom one gave you keys instead or something. Or you traded keys for runes. Don't remember what this does. We don't have a guard. Oh yes, we do. Yeah, let's get Nitu in so we can compare the stat lines. Probably not the best use of my ingots, but it's helpful to see what I'm talking about. Yeah, attack speed. Nice. Okay, so this is Arin with his model, full trust. He has 760 attack. And Contrail without the model and without trust comes out to 720. The best thing about her, even aside any mechanics, her skill cycle is insane. This attempt 3, this is a 15 SP cost for a 30-second skill. That's a ridiculous skill cycle. She's basically always in the air. The way her talent works is she has defense on the ground and then attack in the air. Just get the item. Healing forever. I don't remember what this did. Something to do with shops, I think. Does it give me money? Yeah, it's something to do with shops. I think I row stages into shops or something. Anyhow, let's take her on a few fights and see how she does. Now we have other blockers, so we can actually use her as a DPS. She should be able to block the Burning Creed, logically. We'll make a list and we'll go through it. after a run to just show off the basic stats. Oh yeah, I need to bring her up with her S1 so we can see whether she can avoid the necrosis damage. But first we'll check whether she can avoid the explosion by flying up, because I'm also curious about that. Yeah, she doesn't avoid that. Good to know. One tile here is better. We'll check with her S1 whether she can avoid the aura from this crystal next, because she can avoid certain things but not others. It's time to do some testing. Playing on difficulty 9 feels so weird. Watching anyone but click kill these things is so surreal to me. Oh, Crown Slayer should have been a pusher, obviously. Always assume that everything is spaghetti until proven otherwise. IS-5 is easier than both. I'd say IS-5 is the second easiest in terms of difficulty. I should have given it Rin some help. Okay, he won anyway, but the bear almost killed him. I kind of trolled the dude. We're playing on 9 just so I don't have to do metagamey shit. I can absolutely beat difficulty 15 with 4 stars pretty consistently. I have a tons of streams of doing it. Fuck off W. I have a ton of streams of doing it, but now we just want to screw around with Contrail, so I don't have anything to prove there. Though I might, now that I have a stable way to play on CN without wagging out, I might do ending 4 on difficulty 15 later. We'll get back to that. Okay, I don't know if this stage has a crystal, but we'll take Contrail S1 just in case, so we can test it out. Okay, this stage doesn't have one. I haven't played this stage before, so I kinda don't know what to expect. This asshole has a ranged attack. Oh, that's just nasty. So if you just let that thing spit and not block it, I guess. What a weird map. Yeah, the necrosis tile still affects her, even though she's in the air. The hell is this map? Do you just camp in the corner? So, you don't want to kill these things, because they spam a necrosis aura, and they don't cost any lives, so you can just leak them through. I guess that what they do is change where the damage aura from this thing spawns. This map is so weird. You might notice that ranged enemies can't actually attack her when she's in the air, so it's kind of like being invisible, but melee enemies can't hit you either. Essentially, she's a ranged unit while in the air, but she also has a weird interaction with drones, and with many other things. Yeah, I just haven't seen this map before and was really weirded out by whatever the hell was going on. On the bright side, we learned that Contrail S1 does not protect her from the Necrosis aura in IS-5. Her skill 1 instantly puts her in the air, she has physical dodge and a bunch of attack. Her skill 2 lets her attack up to 3 enemies, or 2 if none of them are flying, and gives her a bunch of attack, and also she flies. So in short, the attack buff is pretty high, around 1600 attack, and there's no model yet. The more important bit is the skill cycle. 15 SP per 30 is better than Arin, for example. 30 SP for 20 seconds. Oops, we have too many runes. Need to throw some stuff out. We can just eat this one for the next fight. There we go. I'm not sure what an anti-W map is exactly. You're gonna have to explain why this map is a problem for W. I don't get it. I mean, you just face W to the right and don't give a shit, right? Because you can just ignore the rest of the map then. What's the problem? This is the reason why IS-5 is easy. When you bring a bunch of runes to the end of the stage, you can craft a ton of items. These runes themselves are fairly useful, but we're just gonna spam them on items and objective shields. Yeah, it's a strong archetype, that's for sure. Okay, we had some interaction with shops because of an item we picked up that I translated and then forgot about. So let's go visit the shop. We'll go like so. Oh, the boss key is probably more fun. Wait, can I do this stage with these 5 operators? 150% was extra crystals on the map. I definitely take it if I had a need to ult nada. It's not the emergency. Sure, let's go. That's playable. Barely, but playable. I have no idea what RNG evasion countering meta is supposed to mean. Like, how does it counter you dropping Texas and killing it anyway? Because she has enough DPS to do it. Okay. Kind of awkward to deal with this. We'll only deploy Caper when we really need the DPS. We have a chance to just hit this guy a bunch as he's passing through. Or will she attack other stuff for the most part? This difficulty we should be fine. This is probably the hardest stage on the 3rd floor, on difficulty 15. But it's manageable on lower ones. I wouldn't say dodge counters anything really, it just makes it more annoying to hit enemies to death. in practical terms, what you get out of dodge is the same as you would get out of more health. So it's just extra health. It's just an RNG amount of extra health, nothing more. Which is why I'm confused why that's supposed to somehow counter meta operators. Because dodge is just health, you know. Oh, the crap died. You don't need luck. Chapter 14 is easy. You'll be fine. Yeah, there's always... Well, not always, but mostly there's ways to deal with dodge. We're not counting for Tooth, who's obviously always an option. You want... I'm wondering what I want more. To try and get one of the crystals or the dog. I wonder if I can get both. I think the dog will die too fast. But we should be able to get... Now here's a question, can she get stunned if we do this? She gets stunned and just hangs around. Okay, so what happens next? Okay, she flies off instantly. That was kind of a mess up from me. Should have activated Beanstalk skill first. It saves more spaces though. Yeah, she gets stunned near ground level. I'm not sure if every enemy that has dodge can be silenced in the first place. Like, you can't silence Manfred's dodge, for example. More importantly, dodge is just a health multiplier, like defense or res. The counter to dodge is more damage. Yeah, we have a bunch of runes. Is this fight playable? If we were on 15, this would have killed me, but it's playable here, I reckon. Let's change to the better skill though. Chapter 14 is super easy. It's more like difficulty, like chapter 3 or chapter 9 level difficulty, where it's very new player friendly. Chapter 12 is the hardest one we've had in a while. I think it will be a while before we get anything on its level again. Okay, how the hell did I set up on this map for anything that made sense? Haven't played it in too long. I guess we can just drop her here and just lift her up when annoying enemies come. I assume she can't eat the snowball, because yeah, she's basically invisible. What happens if he throws a snowball and then we fly? Still gets hit. Okay. Chapter 13 isn't that difficult either. Bye, Contrail. I just realized I've been trolling myself with Beanstalk. I should have let the enemies reach so they can actually heal Utunada. Though I guess with Nitu Utunada it doesn't matter much. Because it is a... Trio Biashi Nitu will just one-shot anything anyway. Oh, we have a Dekur Bear coming. Hi, no name. The squirrel is pretty good, though we can't really showcase that right now, because we need her to block. I'd say think of her like an Arene that does... She does similar damage to Arene, but physical. Can become invincible, so you can deploy her in really stupid spots. And she has some bonuses against her. Even if you ignore the whole blocking mechanic, she's pretty good overall. I think the duck is too heavy to be pulled. So, she still gets affected by Outers and the Necrosisaurus. If I deploy her here, she would get Necrosis by this, while she's in the air. She isn't of the new archetype, she is the new archetype. I mean, she's 100% of the operators in it. It's not surprisingly heavy, Utunada just has wimpy arms that can't pull for shit. Click has good stuns though. Nah, we're still not killing it. That's just Texas though. So I'm not sure they will go that route with the 6-star version, because if they just instant nuke and deploy, you already have Texas and Yato doing that. Do we have a third executor? I'm not counting Phantom. That's unfair to Phantom. Yeah, I've played the event. It's a pretty funny event. I like it. Basically, you have a device that makes all of your operators functionally immortal for its duration, and all of the enemies stop following their path and rush to kill the device when you activate it. It's pretty funny. No, I mean the Texas kind of executor, not the Rio operator kind of executor. We're talking about degrees here. Always get a totter. E to click. Yeah, that's what that. I lumped it. It prints money. Now we'll take the guard book. Why not? And this is actually a kind of functional item here. Also, don't have anything else. I mean, the flying into the air thing just means they get to avoid being hit by melee enemies. Even in circumstances where you don't have drones to deal with, that's a decent effect. Have I seen the fourth ending? Nope. I never look at the stuff until I clear them myself. And I haven't bothered to play much. I bit the bullet and just downloaded a VPN. So now that I'm connected to some random server in the Netherlands, which is farther away from China than where I am, I have a more stable connection. It makes perfect sense. She has CC and damage, yeah, she slows and hit. Oh yeah, this Q also slows, so I forgot to mention that earlier. But she's a very balanced operator. Do I just use her to frontline for Arene here? Not sure if those generators survive in this setup. They definitely don't. Shit. You wait until the second archer comes and then drop the skill. Well, they should survive after they activate it anyway. 300 defense. Yeah, it's mostly fine. They can't kill her in. This is kind of annoying fight on difficulty 15, because the archers can kill the generators in like 6-7 hits. But we're fine here. Though sadly we don't have much for Contrail to do. In her defense, it's not a drone stage. An absence of walkers. Does anyone find water fun? Maybe some people do. Personally, I get bored from one-shotting everything in the same way. But like when I play a lot of roguelikes, I want to try different builds, not the same broken build over and over. I'm not denying that there are people that can find her fun. I've just never seen them, which is why I'm weirded out by what you said. Everyone agrees she's overpowered. If somebody wants to use her, that's obviously fine. But I've never actually seen anyone say, "I have fun using this operator." Oh, maybe Storm has, but I haven't seen it. I don't think she's that much different to me from playing with normal 6 stars. Like, whether I deploy W and then I press the red button, or I deploy, I don't know, Meowner and then press the red button, everything's gonna die anyway, so I don't really get much difference from it. On to the shop once more. Oh yeah, this stage is fun now that we actually know how the mechanics work. We don't need Perfumer here. Oh, we don't need Wood either, but ah well. This stage becomes so much simpler once you've played it once, so you know where to actually put your shit. Wasn't it supposed to have cows over here? Or did they just spawn late? Yeah, where are the cows? The hell? Do we get extra enemies on difficulty 15? Or do we just have the crystal moved over there? Because usually there's something that stops me from instantly deploying here when I'm playing at difficulty 15. So now I'm all confused as to why there's nothing that stops me from just doing this. I guess the crystals have different placements, because usually there's a crystal over here that prevents me from just doing this instantly at the start of the stage. Oh, eventually you'll get an operator that does 3 times W's damage, and then the damage won't be all that absurd. Yeah, I don't see an issue with the broken operators either. I mean, half the 6 stars are so broken that you can use one of them to clear the entire stage for most normal fights. It's not like it's something exclusive to W. I guess my hopes of being spared the W conversation now that she's out on the end was a lost cause though. No, RW, they get split boxed and they don't fall in the hole. If you have an item that slows their movement speed, however, they will in fact fall in the hole. Yeah, Rosmontis can hit drones. It's a fun interaction. Wait, what stage are we doing? I have no idea what this is. Must be a new stage. Let's see. I don't think it's particularly important for the majority of stages to be doable with 3 stars and 4 stars. Though, to be exact, exactly all of them are doable with 3 stars and 4 stars. Even if BBS for CM is complete ass. It's a good thing I brought Perfumer, I guess. Okay, I need something to tank on that end. So some enemy goes down here. Aha, and then join the caster. I got it. We can safely dispose of them over there. Can she just nuke a caster by herself? Then she can fly up and become invincible and all. I assume she'll still be affected by the poison haze. Let's find out before she dies. Yeah, that's correct. The poison haze still works. That much was a given though. Okay, we need to kill something right now, so we can remove the bleed. Oh yeah, the caster did that. I forgot. Should have baited it with something. More dots on top of all the other dots. That attack should kill. Oh, and then we have these guys that drop dots and these dots. Everything here does a dot. I'll be fine though. Still affected by the spell once the caster uses it. Which is consistent with how the yellow necrosis crystals works. Might be dead. The new stages are scary. Yeah, pretty sure I'll leak more than 5 enemies here. GG's. This stage is kind of scary even at lower difficulty. Obviously, Need to Perfumer would have helped a bit too. A few things. So I absolutely need Totter facing to the right side here to just wipe the casters and not deal with them. From then on we can use something like Beanstalk, though we'll probably need some help on higher difficulty. Now, a sniper is probably better, like something like May to just shoot the archers and remove the necrosis. And then that removes all of the ranged units, and then we can eat on the rest. Okay, I have an idea of how to do this next time. It's not that bad. Chapter 4 has scarier stages. That's the risk of playing blind. Okay, we'll do some more IS, but first I have some questions we need to answer about certain interactions. So, the first that comes to mind is the Emperor's Blade and how she interacts with that. Will she gain the attack speed debuff? Let's go and find out. Drop a Nutage here, speed this up. Or a Cutter. Cutter works. Use the first skill because it's easier to use for this. I haven't seen it. Apparently it hasn't been beaten by 4 stars on difficulty 15 yet. Though that doesn't mean anything in terms of difficulty. IS-5 is really easy, so I doubt it's particularly hard. Let's put it like that. Favorite boss design. You don't want to know what my favorite boss is, I promise you. Okay, so, a few tests. If we drop her directly, she flies up before she's attacked. And now, if we make the boss use his attack, will he kill her with the big orb attack? That's what I wanna know. We don't care if we leak. We just want the boss to make the big orb attack. This one. Yeah, this misses her too. Okay. She does get the ASPD, but the boss can kill her. The hardest one is IS-3, followed by IS-4. Yeah, the Must is my favorite boss in the game. I just said it. Okay, what else? You wanted to check if she can stop Reed bushes from spreading. Where's Reed's event? Way down. Reed. There we go. Let's find some stage that just has a bush on fire, so we don't have to waste time. I think it was this one. Or it will have one on fire quickly enough. My prediction is that she will both put out the flames and take damage from them. Yeah, we'll check the Nether Sea brand right after. Oops, I picked a bad stage for this. We'll have to wait around a bit. No, Emperor's Blade cannot target her while flying. It basically acts like camo. But this is a terrible stage for this. You know how long we have to wait before something actually sets a bush on fire? Let's go to a better stage. What is there to test the minimalist exactly? She can block the drone, of course. Yeah, let's go to EX8. So we can just place her here and see if... Alright, she is taking damage, as predicted. And she should put it out in a bit. How long does it take to put out the flames anyway? Yeah, she put it out. So she interacts with the flames like any other operator. The really weird one is the Nether Sea brand. Does anyone know if operators with camouflage can take damage from the Nether Sea brand? Because that one doesn't damage her. So since it doesn't damage her, maybe it spreads too. I didn't check that last time. Worth investigating. She should block low altitude. It's functionally flying with extra steps. I'll check hovering enemies too in a bit. But that's no different than flying. There's probably a better stage for this. It's just what came to mind. Yeah, so I already knew she didn't take damage, and she prevents the spreading. She both doesn't take damage and prevents the spreading. Good to know. Alright, so flying in the air basically works like invisibility, but you can't block melee enemies, instead you block drones. So that's how it should work more or less. What else do we need to test? I think that's all for now. Oh yeah, you wanted to see against hovering enemies, how she interacts with that. It definitely shouldn't cause any issues there, she should just block them normally. What stage has hovering enemies quickly? The big rush stage, I guess. Yeah, this works. Would she be immune to gravity in Lone Trail? You mean the attack speed buff? She would definitely get affected by that. Turning invisible has no reason to change your attack speed in Lone Trail. Okay, we can test her out from here, I guess. Oh shit, I should have been using her other skill. I thought I was using her S2, so we can actually time it. Whatever, we'll drop her on a hovering enemy once it spawns from this box in a bit. She interacts with these tiles normally. I made a video that covered a few of these interactions, you can go and check that. If you place her once, she just gets the buff normally. The only curious ones to me were the fact that she was completely unaffected by Nether Sea Brand. Lava tiles and such all work completely normally. Okay, we can block this guy in a bit. And they should just get blocked normally. Yep, it's blocked. Exactly as expected. So in short, your operator becomes invisible, so they can take most kinds of damage. Tiles that you can click on still work on them normally. And, you know, when you click on them and they turn yellow, and they block drones instead of blocking melee. Which is pretty useful. The bit about not blocking melee is useful in and of itself, because it means you can deploy... Imagine a 6-star that has a ton of DPS and you drop them in some super dangerous spot, and they're relatively safe there. And then they can have separate talents aside from that. It's a decent thing to have. Back to IS. Yeah, we'll do 5 again. I play way too much 4 anyway. Can she be hit by Lone Trail balls? Yeah, good question. I have no idea. I can't make a prediction on that. It depends on whether invisible operators can be hit. So, does anyone know whether Ines can be hit by a ball? The answer should be the same. CW10 should be the fastest. There is no bug with her and tiles. She just... If it's a yellow tile, it will work normally. So both red tiles and healing tiles work. Yeah, apparently don't hit her. Does anyone know if Ines gets hit? Because Ines has invisibility too, right? Bow immunity. Okay, so this account probably has Ines. Yeah, we do have an Ines. Which skill makes her invisible? I'm too lazy to open the wiki. Which skill makes her invisible? So we can check if she dodges through bows. S2, okay. Let's see if Ines will eat the bows or jump over them. It's the being unable to block shouldn't make a difference, because if that was a factor, someone like Tequila would get hit in this circumstance. So let's see what happens. Yeah, she also doesn't take damage. So in short, flying is just invisibility. But you can block aerial drones. And if you do block a drone, you can be attacked, but only by that drone. So if you're not sure how the flying thing would work, apart from blocking drones, just assume it works the same as invisibility does in any circumstance. I think it's basically 100%. Same with the Nethercy, same with the bows. Alright, we have a pretty clear idea of how it works. Back to grinding out a run. Let's see if we can get to the 4th ending. Though if I need to do a full clear first, might not end up being in this stream. Oh yes, the most useful item possible. This is unironically not a terrible item just because there's so many stuff that does true damage that you can benefit from. Like the outers on the slug stage. Anything different we want to try? Can I just start with Totter, actually? Why not? We'll do a couple of runs of IS-5, see if we can get to the other ending. I haven't ever heard of UI, so I have no idea what that is. If nobody's talking about it, I assume it's a 5-star. Can we look out into the correct encounter? Yes, we can. Okay, let's start doing really abusive stuff. Summon an emergency. Wait, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, because... Wait, why do I have Myrtle? Am I stupid? At least she heals. Do the normal fight first, though. Until today, CN was too laggy for me to play. All I did was get a VPN. Now, you may not get why a VPN is going to fix the CN server being laggy for me, but don't worry, neither do I, but that's how it works. I don't make up the rules. I assume Myrtle can just tank them. I wonder if Total gets targeted there. Oh wait, shit, we have a really important interaction to test with these drones. I'm gonna leave the run for a bit. So, if she blocks this drone while it's on its way somewhere else, what happens? Does the drone activate where she is? Does it continue on its way? Does it just sit there AFK? Really important stuff to know. We gotta test that out. I could have just done it here if I retreated Myrtle. I'm a bit dumb. Or maybe it cycles fast enough to do it anyway. No, but they don't reach. I'm stupid. I shouldn't have used her skill, so Totter can kill the crystal. Anyhow, I'm more interested in what happens with the drones. We really should have tested that. That's actually relevant to blocking air units. Now, don't get me wrong, the blocking air units thing can be useful. It's just straightforward in how it works. You want a stout dolly, you drop, no, the big stupid pink sheep, you drop this operator on it. That makes sense. But I haven't checked how that interaction works, and that's really interesting. They were from WD, right? Yeah. What stage has some of them instantly? Too annoying. Does this work? I think it was the box stage. Yeah, which one was the box stage now? 5? No, 5 was the ASCO one with too much running. 6, there we go. So we're gonna let a drone be summoned and then block the drone and see what happens. Have I tried Crown Slayer? She's not the 4-star. Go ask Koku. I thought that would be evident from the fact that they had to ask people what in a skill is. Skill to use. Because they don't know what they do. I don't remember how the boxes are connected on this map at all. Was it all straight lines? Yeah, it was all straight lines. Need something here. Because I think there was archers on the bottom. So if they target it on Hummus, I don't have a space to block it on. The new merchant isn't a 4-star, so I couldn't tell you if it's bad or not. I guess we can try with this guy and see what happens. Okay, we can block it here. Yeah, the drone just sits around and doesn't do anything. Okay, that's good to know. Now if we let it go, it's gonna finish its trip and then activate it. Good to know how that works. So she can be used on maps with this drone to intercept them. Fun interaction. Five stars don't have a medic that aren't on the same level or stronger than Warfare on Optiopsis. You have too many negatives in that sentence, dude. Also, you have... That's definitely untrue. That's just a bait. 100%. Yeah, Contrail's a 4-star. And she even came out with a free ticket, so no need to spend the resources. Yay, can we do this stage now? We have... Oh yeah, we have Bubble, we'll be fine. A funny interaction you should know for this stage. That you can just knock this guy out into the hole and not bother with them. I mean, Texas is a support too. She has stuns, you know, for the enemies that aren't dead for some reason. It's a throw discussion though. Ultimately, by the nature of the game, you just need to kill enemies before they reach the box, so more damage is always the best option. Utility, healing and crowd control are only good as long as they effectively translate into doing more damage to the enemies before they reach the blue box. Which is why blocking can be good, because it extends the time you have to DPS enemies, which translates into more damage. Oh, whoa, Totter killed the crystal. I'm kind of surprised. This attack misses, by the way, and it just goes, like, barely by the head of the operator here.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, but she can only hit on skill, I think. She can only hit air enemies on skill. Otherwise, she's a ground operator. I don't think Shamare or Elysium are on a lower tier than Warfarin or Theopsis. There are other extremely strong 5 stars that aren't Warfarin or Theopsis. Like in terms of support. Honestly, I think both Warfarin and Theopsis are grossly overrated. And I don't think they're bad, I think people just overestimate them relative to some other 5 stars. I'll get the Vigna. And the Vigna book. Probably a poor way to use my money. Yeah, Quercus is just a really strong medic. Oh damn, it's nice to play without all the whack. Feels so comfy. Why is chapter 14 easier than chapter 13? Because the stages are easier. They're like, a lot of them are just really small stages where you only have one lane. So you kind of just shoot enemies without too much hassle. I wouldn't say the mechanics are simple necessarily, but from what I understand, the stages themselves are really simple. Like when I look through them to just see what has been done on them, all of them are just one lane where everything groups together and some AoE shoots it and that's it. Oh, oops, I'm supposed to be rerolling stages. I'm forgetting that I'm playing the overpowered squad. Bad reroll. Oh yeah, let's see the emergency version on this. We will probably die from this, but I am curious what the emergency version of this stage is. The new archetype is pretty strong. Think of it like a Lord Guard that can go invisible and can block drones. That's essentially what it is. And having a trait where you become invisible on skill is insanely strong. Why are there two of them? In a sense of, why does that actually matter? Like, what does it affect? I'm so confused. Anyhow, Totter shoots one of them, I guess, so they don't bother me later. There's zero reason to kill these things. Oh, I think the runners do extra damage. That's the gimmick condition. No good tile to use quite yet. Wait, it just goes into the hole itself. So these guys are completely irrelevant then. Oh no, this was a red hole, so it just keeps going down then. I get it. What a weird setup. Funny map, but it's really, really weird. I guess you always have this tile free, but it's not really free, because this thing can shoot at this tile. You also have this tile over here free, so you have a few tiles to work with. Might have just leaked. Oops. Should have used her skill earlier. That was just trolling from me. And Totter just here to bait stuns for a bit. Yeah, I don't know, this map is super easy. I cannot for the life of me understand how this is the anti-W map. Like, even if you just drop her here facing down, she's just gonna kill these guys in 2 seconds.
Mission accomplished.
Maybe she then kills herself, but then you don't have to deal with the slugs, so I don't really see why it matters.
空に2本の長い白い煙が見える？あ、それ私が残したものだよ。
Ah, right, because the map doesn't have 200 enemies. W can only be used on Annihilation, otherwise it's a bad use of W. I approve. Of course there's not an anti-W map. Look, just because I'm bad doesn't mean the map is hard. Those are unrelated features. Ah yes, the increased rate of rolling emergency stages. You can see it in full display there. E to Contrail, let's go. Yeah, that's the only real counter to W. I'm just gonna point out that I have an item that gives me like an 80% chance to roll an emergency. Notice the high amount of emergencies I didn't throw here. I have some... How does it work with an invisible operator? If you use their skill as an attack is traveling towards them, this is the version where we have to deal with Wancers, but no flyers. This is the more annoying one. Then again, we have bubbles, so the Wancers don't matter anyway. How did we do this? You wanna walk before they gain a movement speed buff, if I recall. I'm gonna need to remember how the IS-5 stages work. Sort of forgotten them. Yeah, here is fine. The high defense means she barely takes damage from trash enemies, which can be surprisingly useful. And we have no way to kill that crystal. At 1200... Wait, maybe we could have. Ooh, that's a lot of attack. Yeah, she could have just been used to kill that crystal. Actually, let's just do that. We're gonna stow a few archers there. And see if we can get rid of the crystal. Just in case Bubble needs some random healing. There's 3 enemies there, so we can just retreat. That's everything. Yeah, Gummy is kind of a bad operator for this, because she crits all the time. She should kill it in 2 skills. Yeah, we have enough time, because Totter can help out too in a bit. Actually, I think it's slower if we do use Bubble skill. Never mind. But Gummy lasts long enough. That quick charge is really good though. It's like some Firewatch level skill cycle.
Mission accomplished.
Brand, what's a brand guider? Is that the thing that has bows moving around it? Let's go and check that too, by the way. That's something your operators can do too. For example, if Earth Spirit slows an enemy and then that enemy goes invisible, they're still going to be slowed. Yeah, the mushroom from SN. Now this is going to be an emergency, because I can't go there, of course. Okay, let's confirm for sure it's invisibility. I'll go to SN for a bit, and let's see if that's how it works with the mushrooms there. We don't have downtime notes per se, I think. Wait, did we have downtime notes in IS5? I don't remember seeing one. We'll try skill 2 first to confirm whether she still takes damage after she's stacked, and then we'll do it one more time with skill 1 to see what happens.
出発する。武器は磨いてある。みんな、私のサインに注意して。動力しっかりついてきて。
Yep, exactly like invisibility. Still takes damage after the skill is activated. And now we'll use skill 1, which makes her invisible almost instantly.
まだ努力が足りない。
I don't think there is any place where you can spend hope. But you're not gonna have that much hope anyway. Only 4 stars are free after all.
分かった。私が先頭を飛ぶよ。罪なき人を巻き込まない。
Yeah, let's see what happens now.
十分に準備して。しっかりついてきて。
Yeah, now because she flies instantly, she doesn't take any damage. So exactly the same interaction as invisible. One more thing I wanna check. What happens if we block the mushroom instead? Like if we drop Contrail directly on the mushroom? Since there's a moment where she has ground blocking capacity before the skill activates. Will the mushroom damage her then? We should have IS5 pretty soon. A month or two. Okay, let's see what happens if we block. Yeah, still doesn't take damage. Good to know. Mandra's laser should continue after the invisibility. There's no reason for invisibility to interrupt Mandra's laser. Did I manage to see the new boss or any new stage? The fuck does that mean? What are you talking about? Like the new boss from the event or what? Or from IS5 or what? Specifics, please. If it's from the new event, I've played through all of it. In IS5 I haven't played it until now, which I keep repeating. To the point where I'm about to pin a comment for it. I think the survival mode is boring as hell, so probably not. But I finally downloaded Google Play. Oh right, I haven't talked about Google Play yet. Yeah, I have a lot of issues with the EN client on emulators, which runs like complete ass. But on Google Play it runs fine. I guess we can abuse the books. With Contrail S1. Okay, yeah, we can do that. We can deploy her in a necrosis style. Let's try to abuse that for fun. This reduces enemy attack speed. I have no fucking clue what this does, so we're going to take it. The best part about Google Play is that you can use pause deploy while in full screen. If you don't care about using hotkeys on a keyboard, it's by far the best thing to use to play on PC without any comparison. Okay, let's try with this emergency. I wanna see if I can abuse the necrosis in my favor. Oh, I like being able to pause without actually moving my hand over to the pause button. But it's definitely not a necessity for playing the game. You can also, if you're uber tryhard, make hotkeys for the operators on the bottom. So like you can press a hotkey to pull up an operator and then just move your mouse wherever it is and it instantly moves the operator over, which is also kind of useful. But that's too tryhard even for me. Alright, I was wondering if I could do this. So should be able to dodge hits from the necrosis, which should then give her the buff. Or is it through elemental damage so she can dodge it? Yeah, sadly it's elemental damage. Unfortunate tile. Still, that's pretty good damage. Oh, she just barely didn't kill it. Bye, Cutter. Wait until this guy is blocked. I think I should have just used Totter over here to shoot the Asher, so I don't have to deal with him. Then again, I forgot there's axe damage enemies here, so Bobo isn't exactly the best defender for it. Maybe a bit too much trolling from me. I guess the only thing we're actually leaking is the Trilby, which is fine. Even if I had the defenders, he would have probably just phased through them.
Mission accomplished.
Oh, you can just use another application to set hotkeys up for whatever you want. You don't really need that built into the emulator. But again, that's for really tryhardy shit. I was kind of shocked how much better the frame rate was on Mumu than on anything else I tried. I kind of forgot what it was like for the game to run on normal frame rate. I should have it to Dvigna, because she has the extra stats. I'm being dumb. Reroll more stuff into emergencies. Though this is basically an emergency fight, so I shouldn't have rerolled it. That fight will probably kill us. Should I do it anyway? Yeah, I was basically weirded out by seeing the game actually run at 60 FPS. In terms of performance, no other emulator is worth using over Google Play, if that's something you care about. I probably just clear chapter 14. Apparently it was... I heard that it's bugged on Ian, but I haven't looked into it, so I'm not sure if that's actually true. Could just be nonsense. By heard, I mean I saw a Reddit post about it while browsing something else. Wait, we're using her skill too. I should have put her out of range. Bye, Gummy. I guess I want her to get eaten now, because it's more expedient. Do we need to block that? Yeah, we probably should.
注意して。
Okay, now we have Bubble back. Not sure if we can actually deal with the last wave, but problems for later. Oh no, we'll be fine. I forgot we have the slow.
ついてきて遅れないように。
Or does it only slow drones? What a tragedy. Did my internet drop out for a bit? Because I got the ops disconnection message here. Are we back or are you guys still wagging out? Because I... my end. Never mind. No idea why it's dropping out. It is on my end, but I'm not sure why. Like, my internet is fine. Clearly. We are in the game right now and it's running here. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that. Are we finally back? Let's keep doing emergencies with 1 life. Open it on my end, because like from a third-party window. Because if I look at through my settings, I'm not dropping any frames, so I don't really see the issue currently. Weird as hell. Life is just technical support, so I don't really see the issue currently. Weird as hell. Yeah, it's running on my end. If we start the stage, which will kill us anyway. Actually, it might not even kill us. Let's go. Yeah, it's not really buffering for me, so I'm not sure. I did turn off the VPN, so maybe it was something from that. The weird bit is that I didn't really have any lag on my end. The connection didn't drop out, so I'm not sure what that was on about. And now we get to have the gameplay without the VPN. Let's see how long we'll survive before it drops out without one. When I got the VPN, I played for a few hours without any issue, but only when I start streaming does it give me issues. Typical.
出発。みんな安心。
Anyhow, this stage will just kill me.
私がついてるから。わあ、
Oh no, wait, never mind. I forgot. I had Civilite Eternal. We're fine, we're fine. Because the Civilite Eternal will just kill everything for me.
白い息が見える。雪原に敵が潜んでる可能性。
わあ、見ちゃうところだった。位置についたよ。
Back to Kazakhstan, yeah. I'm not even sure if it was actually an issue from the VPN. Because it was running on my end. I don't mean the game itself. I can see on the op side whether it's connected or not. Oh, these guys not have a red buff? What the hell?
戦場を運ばれ。なかった。遅れたな。
Or did all of them have one and he just didn't show it?
わかった。
The explosion directly 50% of them.
行きます。はい。
Okay, yeah, this stage is kind of free with the Eterna. Otherwise, all the slugs don't die in time and we get huge problems. Then again, on difficulty 9, they don't actually have the stat line to fight. So it may not have been a big deal.
みんな助けに来たよ。
Oh, no extra enemies. Bait game.
私の役目は刀を振る
nothing for Contrail to do. Oh wait, there is one. I can't count.
みんな私のサインに注意して。
If it does a full whoop, we can probably kill it.
戦闘態勢に入ります。
Though that Vigna deploy was really bad. She doesn't have the time to charge her skill. Should have been one tile back, so we can actually get the full damage out of her. Or she can just dodge, I guess.
飛行の
But I think Totter can kill it pretty easily. As long as we stun his range a bit.
僕に任せて。
Yeah, I should have actually removed the defenders earlier. I got distracted by all the wax. Started doing stupid shit.
霧が出てる
Go, Totter,
こ
go.
れ意味ないぞ
私の役目は刀を振るうことだけ。ドクター、怒っている私の目を見て。
Yeah, we would have killed it if I retreated the stuff earlier. Fail for me.
ついてないな
Now we have to wait for the bear to walk around as punishment. Vigna should do more damage than Contrail here.
みんな私のサインに注意して。
Though we might be able to get damage out of both of them. That's a really bad angle.
悪い人に立ち向かうぞ。霧が出てる。海骨が曇ってるせいか。今よ、粉々になれ。息もついたよ。
Bless the shields. Oh, it actually died.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I'm not sure how the ads work.
ドクターがもし聞いて
Like, obviously I'm not streaming the ads, so I don't think an issue with my internet will affect the ads. Oh yeah, it was probably just YouTube. No, it's running smoothly without the VPN right now. Sometimes it runs fine. If I start getting too much whack, I'll turn it back on, I guess. But today Kazakhstan is behaving. What's the next stage? Oh yeah, the Wancers. I was wondering about how Contrail works with Wancers earlier, but I got my answers already. It's Invincibility, so if they start the swing, they'll hit. So Chiaro, the basic way it works is that it's Invisibility, but you can also block drones, and you can block melee enemies.
グムたちの帰りを
That's basically how you can interpret it. Functionally, that's what happens. Again, she's pretty decent, because her attack stat is stupidly high.
みんな私のサイン本気で行くよ。
Kaladin, that would be Utunada.
銃が飛び立った
Also, is Brandon Sanderson worth reading? I haven't gotten around to his books yet.
戦闘態勢に入ります。本気で行くよ。悪い人に
Squirrel, I think. Actually Cutter's gonna do a better job here. Because we can kill the crystal over the wall. Well, now that Totter keeps killing everything. Not sure if Cutter can 1v1 this guy in emergency. Well, if she dodges every attack, she can. There we go. And we need somebody to tank a hit for Gummy. So I assume how it's going to work if I do this is that she's still going to get hit, but let's just confirm. Yeah. That was as expected. Because going invisible doesn't prevent the attack. So it's the only thing that could have happened there, realistically.
霧が出あがいたところで意味ないぞ
はい
Would be pretty funny if I leak the last one. Wait, why do I have 10 lives? I had one a minute ago. Her talent gives her defense, but her own stats are also high. Yeah, she's a surprisingly tanky operator. Won't die to random trash mobs.
大勝利ドクター、私ちゃんと役に立てた
Oh right, I got the double books, which is a horrible drop incidentally. Because that's basically zero value from the items. It's more than that, I'm lacking trust. I'll just use whatever this is. The click buff hand. By the way, the caster hand is super broken now, because it also affects drone casters. Gave you something when you beat an emergency. Do not recall what. Good stuff, but no money. Yeah, she's pretty solid. As soon as I have her M6 and trust, I'll start looking for some extreme cases where I can use her. Bonus damage to Sarkas. Or the attack speed. Everything here is Sarkas, so... Extra health is always fine. I haven't played IS-5 until now, because it was really laggy before. We need to win once before I can unlock Ending 4, if it works the way IS-4 does. If you don't have A outer, you click on support and then you have A outer.
罪なき人を巻き込まないように十分に注意
Did they remove donate limit? The hell is a donation limit?
してに来たよ戦闘態勢に入る
Yeah, I just don't know what that is at all.
わあみんなこっち来て
銃が飛び立った
Wonder if we can just kill the boss here.
待ち伏せの可能性が
To that end, should probably
私の
move
役目は刀を振る
better to a more useful tile.
みんな私のサインに注意してわあ本気で行くよ
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. If it wastes all of
盾を構え
damage on the boss. Let's see if Bubble can stall it for one cycle. His attack is pretty reduced, so maybe she can.
飛行にしっかりついてきて遅れないように行きますいくらでも待つ切り替えるな僕にも体当たりだ
This will not work on difficulty 15, by the way.
いくらでも切り替えるな
The boss does enough damage to kill a Bubble without a medic.
飛行の指が出てるメガネが曇ってるせいかはいあんたなんかに負けない分かった私の目を見ていくらでも切り替えるな
Might not work on difficulty 9 either. Let's see if Contrail can finish it
風が
off.
吹いてるな今日はついてるぜ
分かった分かった切り替えるな動力比急に乱れ今はもっとやれ動力
Yeah, I guess having 2000 attack helps with that kind of thing.
分かった
Bye, Cutter. Yeah, I'm just screwing around with Contrail so we can try her in different stages. I'll try hard some other stream with 4 stars. Right now I'm just playing around.
白い息が
しっかりついてきて遅れないように。
霧が出隠れても無駄だ
Mission accomplished.
Look MAA Arc Knights in Google. You can find the macro for it from there.
がもし筋肉もりもりだったら
Also, I like how people keep asking the difficulty every stream, even though you can just see it for yourself. To be fair though, we were in a run when you asked. Reduced enemy health or arts damage. We don't really have any arts damage, so... we don't have a medic, so we might just need that. Oh, playing without Pinecone is a pain long term. Yeah, the reduced health applies to everything. It's one of the stronger relics in the game. Infinite keys. Or the stage that killed me when I played it blind last time. So if Totter kills all of the casters, I guess Contrail can kill all of the archers, and then let the necrosis assholes slip through. Then we block with Bubble, heal with Gummy, and nuke everything with Cutter.
喜んで
Yeah, sounds doable. Let's try it out. I wanna see if this squad can win. Naturally, we're gonna cheat a bit. What else are runes for? So this is one of the new stages. I only saw it once on the stream and I died to the normal one. I think it does have a function to farm reclamation algorithm, yes. So here's what I thought of.
みんな安心して戦って私がついてるからどんな戦いになるかしらね
Oh, the archers are invisible, so I can't do exactly what I want. That's so evil.
本気で行くよ戦闘態勢に入ります
Also, the barrier is pure ear cancer.
銃が飛び出
Then again, that's what Totter exists for, I guess.
追い風が吹いてるな今日は霧隠れても
It's not a red archer, so I assume it can't one-shot Totter. Yeah, it can't. And now we can...
戦場を墓場よみんなこっち来て
Yeah, I can see some problems in this setup. We'll switch to Bubble if we have to.
うわ見ちゃうところだった
Oh, and we have the melee assholes here as well.
いくらでも僕に任せてぶん殴ってやるルムがみんなを守るみんなお腹すいた
Yeah, so obviously you wanna kill these guys before they apply the poison all over everything.
たところで意味ないぞ
That might just be a bit messy from me.
行きますブムの
We can have Bubble chill out there for a bit.
ボスいくらでも待つよみんなお腹すいた
So Contrail is barely doing
準
anything.
備ができた
Because I put her on a lane with invisible enemies.
完了元気出して
One more leaking through.
悪い人に立ち向かうぞ私の目を見てブムにやらせて元気出して
追い風隠れても無駄だ
I like how the normal mode killed me last time. Walk the dog. Yeah, we have no way to kill Bubble now. So I think this wave should finish me off. There's way more than 12 enemies left. Oh, we're just barely alive. Whoa.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, I need a slightly better setup than this. Oh, for playing emergency stage basically blindly. Basically needed Perfumer to cover one tile back, so she can cover where Bubble was. Then it would have been fine. But then she can't cover where Contrail is, so that's probably spent on a different operator, say like Gummy, since she can also take the archers. I just didn't know the archers would be invisible, which is why I placed her there. Wait, they have a rune to summon more enemies? What the hell? Nah, it's free. Bubble can tank everything. Eaton S1 is fine here. And yeah, I probably wanna give up on Myrtle. I can't read it now. Let's be honest, even if I could, I wouldn't have read it. Because I don't bother reading. Was this an emergency or normal mode? It doesn't matter because Bubble has enough defense to tank anyway. Perfumer next. Now Cutter and Vigna need to pop all the trees. Actually, Contrail can catch a few trees as well. Once these guys move. And pop this one with Vigna. I don't think the block is oversaturated just yet. Yeah, we're still fine. That felt more like a normal mode. The difference between 9 and 15 is really big. Oh yeah, I should get the chest too. Oh, we've had more 5 stars than 4 stars for a really long time. I think it's kind of normal for most games. Like in FGO you definitely have more 4 stars than 3 stars, right?
Mission accomplished.
She's more like an air anti-air than a ground anti-air. Since she's in the air, you know. I'd say she's just a decent DPS. The drone thing is a gimmick that might be useful, but more than anything, she's just a solid DPS. That's her standout feature. The trait itself is useful, basically becoming invisible every time you use a skill. That's a solid trait to have, so when you do get a 6-star from this archetype, it will probably be something powerful. She's self-evidently cute, it's not a matter of opinion. Why are most 5 stars bad than most 4 stars? They are not. This is a fantasy people have, it's just untrue. You can happily argue that there are more bad 5 stars than there are bad 4 stars, but the average bad 5 star is about as good as a decent 4 star. I'm pretty sure this summons treasure chests to kill me, but let's go and give it a try. Oh, yeah, that was a normal fight. Same stage again. Okay, rematch time. No, this code is fine. Anything that's not a limited 6-star is there to boat the gacha pool
みんな
from a business perspective.
怖くないよ。どんな戦いになるかしらね。戦闘態勢に入ります。
Actual dog rush.
これが戦場と。
隠れても無駄だ。
押す。天候は安定しており、見晴らしも良好。動力に胃が出てる。メガネが曇ってるせいか。
I could have even moved Perfumer 1 up and just have eaten here. Let's see if all of the enemies AFK there. If they do, that's the best practice. No, not all of the enemies AFK.
悪い人に立ち向かう。私の役目は刀を振るうことだけ。動力ユニットと。
If she doesn't activate in time.
メガネが曇ってるせいか。
Okay, so here's the setup I want to use in this stage. Oh yeah, I can't recruit her while she's Necrosist. I always forget. Mostly we want Totter to kill the big casters, because they're an annoying pain in the ass otherwise.
この準備ができた。
Something like this should be the optimal setup for me. Just in case. Gummy has nothing better to do anyway. And Ethan S2 obviously. We use Ethan and any other operators left to proc the guys here. Totter shoots these guys, and the archer dies here. Perfumer being Necrosist isn't a big deal. If we really need to, we can even add another operator here to block these guys. But that removes most of the threats. Yeah, we realistically need one more operator here. Maybe Gummy here to prevent the archers from doing anything. Here is bad, one tile back. Ideally we want the caster to use Necrosis, but not to use melee attacks, because his Necrosis is really annoying. Also, before Totter dies to something stupid, let's just drop a Vigna. Wanna delay them a bit so they don't Necrosis Totter. Then yeah, everything's getting cleaned up from here. Oh yeah, I summoned a chest to steal my money. I kinda forgot. Do we need more block there?
いくらでも声を出すな。分かった。クムがみんなを守る。クムの特製料理だよ。
The chest only steals money, not lives. I kinda forgot I summoned it, otherwise I would have had some ranged. I would have saved Contrail to block the chest.
みんなお腹すいた。
If you kill it, it gives you a bunch of money. I'm not sure that's a particularly useful rune, because it's only like 14 ingots, I think.
クムの特製料理だよ。天候は安定しており、見晴らしも良好。
Don't question why I didn't put Totter here facing down.
動力ユニット
Those are questions for a different time.
はい準備して積乱雲。
Mission accomplished.
Okay, now this has nothing to do with my internet connection. This is just a bug that we have on CN, where sometimes it doesn't exit the stage instantly. I'm not sure if it's emulator only, since I don't play it on phone. Yeah, it's not even WAC.
そろそろ投稿した方がいいよね。だってドクターがいてくれれば。
Box attacks, extra XP. Runes I'm not gonna bother translating. Do we have anything for casters anyway? Arts damage. Yeah, we should probably get Indigo. Aren't I training Contrail? Currently Typhon. Because the person whose account this actually is wanted her to get her to M3 on S2. After that to M6 Contrail. The trust increases when you use up sanity. That's just the rule for all events. If you've used sanity to clear the stage, then you get trust from it. We can just go up directly, right? Yeah, it's the free win stage as well. Why did I reroll it? I wanted to go up, not reroll the stage. Fail from me. Instead of rerolling, I need to press the button to directly go to it. Oh, this is another new stage. But it has drones, so let's go die. And see what we have on the stage. Alright, we need to burn some runes. More attack speed, why not? We're playing a stage blind once again. Decent squad, let's go. That's what you heard because you are the obscenity we used to increase the trust of our operators. Your mind is just in the gutter. Oh no, this is the worst kind of stage. She's still slowed down. I assume if she's already in the air, she won't get slowed down though. From experience with how these enemies work. Can we go straight to Gummy, so we can have both lanes properly blocked? Then Ethan. Might just die from the necrosis here. And from the one guy that's leaking through. But mostly the necrosis. Oh, we have W back. Curse you, W. Okay, so if you're going to play this stage, you should really bring a Myrtle. That's not as true when it comes to IS5 stages, but it's definitely true for this one. Otherwise you're gonna get bodied from being unable to open. No, we'll die anyway, so we might as well drop her. This doesn't feel too terrible. You just need a bunch of DP to open at the start. So then bring Myrtle, something to kill the drones, and then you're set. Oh yeah, we had End of Times, we're not even dead. I always forget I have it. 600 defense, but our operators are frozen, I think. Oh, does the invisibility just not work on frost drones? Good to know, I suppose. I should have taken this thing instead. Why did I take the one that gives hope? Pure stupidity from me. Reduced movement speed? Sure, we'll take that. No, Myrtle still costs 0. It doesn't matter what difficulty you're playing on. Okay, we can have a rematch with this stage. But realistically, this is very bad for me. Because my operators are frozen. If I was tryharding and trying to win, what I would have done here is reroll the stage. Because the operators being frozen is really not in my favor here. Melee operators are frozen but have extra defense basically. I kind of want Vigna in the squad, but I'm not sure who to throw out. We'll go with this. I assume the interaction should be the same as with the mushroom, because the underlying logic should be the same either way for an aura like that. Myrtle has the blade dance, by the way. The moment you put her in the squad. Oh yeah, that's what the eye patch does. I was wondering what I was forgetting all this time. We need to bait the field with something. Otherwise, the Necrosis will just kill us later. And remove at least one drone early. Oh yeah, we still can't retreat her. I assume Myrtle survives that. I assume drunk. Pretty scary stage because the range tiles are so limited. And the drones are tanky enough to survive multiple hits from Cutter. Yeah, I'm not sure I have a good way to play this easily. Obviously you want to delete the drones really quickly, but there's a bunch of threats. You need to kill these guys and they're not a basic enemy, because you need to deal with the ghost as well, which is countered by the drone slowdown. Obviously I need to run Ethan S1, but I'm not sure I have a good way to play this stage. So let's say I didn't have Frozen at the start, so Myrtle over here or something instantly charges up to... then we drop Bubble, Ethan S1 at the back, so W can't hit. Then Jaya here to fight everything on this lane essentially, and when W spawns we need some bait. So to make this work we need some way to kill this drone on the left, so Jaya has access to his full attack speed. So I guess we need Cutter here at the start and then replace with Bubble. No, we're already dead, I'm just thinking of how to do this stage for future runs. Considering we need 2 Cutters, 2 charges to kill it, Meteor might be a better bet, or Totter from some high tiles. But yeah, more than anything here I need DP. Okay, one more run and we'll go have dinner. Let's start with the need to Contrail. After that, tomorrow we're gonna do the E and stuff. You know, chapter 14, then go screw around with Roma. Once I have M6 and Contrail, we'll see what more complicated stuff we can do with her. Because she definitely doesn't feel weak. Like, I don't... Even by just taking her, I kind of have to sacrifice a bunch of stuff, because 4 stars really need Pinecone. But she's kind of holding her own. I'll just take Pinecone, since we want her so much. Oh yeah, no rerolls. We have to play it normally. In case we need the extra block. How would Team Knight as a 6-star actually work? Because he's not even Rio, right?
みんな私のサインに注意して。
We can save the eat for Crown Slayer.
飛行のしっかりついてきて遅れないように。ここですか？準備当たらないよ。
I'm so unused to running Beanstalk S2. I almost always use her S1.
飛行のしっかりついてきて遅れないように。
Yeah, it's a solid archetype. First thing I'm gonna do with it is probably go and bully Dolly on DS stages. And then see if I have some places where I can use her in a more DPS oriented role.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, but she doesn't one-shot half the map, so she's an outdated 6-star. She's basically a 5-star now. By today's standards, you know how it is. Yeah, her S2 does a ton of damage. For an invincible op especially, it's pretty decent, with crazy uptime. Oh, did Cien decide to finally give up on me? We're still alive. Hopefully she does not get bonus damage to air units. Because there are more interesting functions stray away from just doing damage to stuff that fly. No idea what this is, but let's just use it. Yeah, it's a solid talent. Defense on the ground, attack on the air. I have no complaints about it. Oh yeah, just drop her here, for those of you who haven't seen how this works. I also really want to find a stage where I can bully the drones with her, because the combination she had with them is incredibly funny. I was really surprised by how much damage she actually does. Usually when we get some new niche 4-star, their stats are kind of shit for what they fail at what they're supposed to do. Cough, verdant, cough. But her stat line is fine. She does the damage, she's not too squishy. So we can get away with some pretty extreme deploys. Oh, he's gonna kidnap some operator. That's what the rune I use does. Why wrote a new runes summon extra enemies to kill you? That's so trolly. Ooh, that light does a lot of damage. I know what the other light does, but I don't know what this one does. What it doesn't do is a lot of damage to the shield guard, that's for sure. Was it Quartz? Utunada is definitely more memorable than Quartz, as far as I'm concerned. I assume when we kill it something happens to an operator, because it looks like an alternative version of a different enemy. Well, more like if we kill it than when. I take both Caper and Utunada are more interesting than Quartz. But other than being hot, Quartz doesn't have what going for her in the first place. So being more interesting than her is indicative of nothing. Are we even getting more updates for reclamation algorithm? Totter was definitely before Quartz, yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Okay, so what's that supposed to do? There's another enemy like that kidnaps one of your operators until the end of the stage. Pardon, not the stage, the floor. And then gives it back a T2. But what does it do here? Yeah, we got some horn effect. I'm not gonna bother translating it. Something about health. We'll figure out what it is when the expansion comes out to Ian. More block. And go up for the emergency. Yeah, we can still take this. Though I think the Wamp might be better when I'm not cheating with infinite hero stones. Yes, that's how power creep works. If an operator doesn't instantly nuke everything on a stage, they're bad. There are exceptions though, like Nymph, and you also had people shitting on her, even though she's broken for different reasons. Did Madrog get a third skin without me knowing? Is her base still the best one though? I'm kind of weirded out they made a 4th Executor, because it's an archetype that you cannot make too many of them without fundamentally breaking the game. Personally, I'd argue that Texas and Yato were already 2 of them too many. But when you add operators where you can just deploy and they instantly one-shot anything, imagine if you have like 5 of them, you can just deploy them for one of them for every enemy. And then there's just no stage design you can do with that makes any sense. Other than the chains from Babu, I guess. And then just make the entire maps and that. But you see what I'm getting at, right? If you have too many executors that are at Texas level, then there's fundamentally no point in using any other operator, because you can just drop them and they kill everything. And then you have enough of them, you can just cycle them out forever. Again, Texas and Yato can already do that, but you actually need to pay some amount of attention. So one more broken executor and you can just play the game with your eyes closed. That's a much better point, by the way. Crown Slayer should have been a puller or a pusher. It's a missed opportunity to capitalize on the memes. Though she's a welfare operator, so nothing to capitalize on. Let's summon a chest to steal our money. Not sure what the point of using a rune to give me debuffs was. Ooh, the horn cost has been buffed out the ass. I'm not sure I want it now. Arts damage per caster. Take the recruits first. If you have enough panic buttons, you don't really need any other buttons now, do you? That's the point I'm getting at. I just never bring executors because I don't have any raised, other than Gravo, who is something fundamentally different altogether. Once again, I have no idea what that question is supposed to mean. Is D15 better in what sense? Are you asking if it's harder, if it's more fun? Is it more consistent with less RNG? What does better than IS4 mean in this case? That's actually a good point. Shouldn't she be able to solve minimalist? I'm gonna go and take a look, actually. Yeah, let's go and have a look. Nah, she won't be able to solve it, because we need some kind of bait to avoid the stun. I also think she won't have the damage, but that's neither here nor there. Since Cutter is the one that barely does it. Let's have a quick look at it. What kind of card do I need to set up for this? It was something really ridiculous. S2 is better. Shit, I don't remember what the devices do. Okay, we definitely need the freeze. Yeah, I also needed a knockback. Which was a stronger knockback between these two? Was yellow or orange the stronger one? This gives 3 SP, so purple should be the stronger one. Okay. So we have freeze, knockback, attack speed, check, and SP. Attack speed and SP doesn't work, we need to give up one of those for healing. We'll give up the SP. Where's the healing thing? This heals, right? Yeah, this should be the heal. And now I need to remember what the hell the platforms were. RW, are you seriously implying that Phantom S1 is fundamentally the same thing as Texas S2? Okay. I'm not going to argue at that point. I'm not trying to block him, I'm trying to see if she has the damage to kill him. I could just do the math and come out to the conclusion that probably not. But I'm lazy, so we're just gonna do it and see for ourselves. I need to be really specific with the devices here, but I don't know what I needed. Think I needed efficiency and reduced cost. Yeah, no, I seriously don't remember what I needed here. Wait, this was movement speed now. I just needed double efficiency, I think. Which one was the efficiency though? I think it was this, yeah. I might just mess up the setup and then die because of that. That's also an option. So how the hell did we do this? We now needed to float some DP. Yeah, 20-ish DP is enough. No, 6 cost is still too high. We've messed something up in the setup. That doesn't give us permafrost. Go back to the workshop.
れないものだし、一晩休んで晴れたらまた出発しよう。
I disagree on the bad working. You're not applying the principle of charity well. Like, say I was even comparing her to Phantom. Are you still gonna say that what Gravel does and what Phantom S2 and S3 does are the same thing? Obviously, use them for completely different purposes, right? There was a bigger chip, right? That increased the cost or something? Because we should be able to lower it to 5. Okay, yeah, the extra cost, but 50%. Was that the setup? So we needed to have a SP cost of 5. Let's see if that's what we were supposed to do. I haven't played IC in so long. Yeah, it is the 4 SP cost. That's what we need to do. So again, I have no clue at all whether this works. I'm going to assume not, because since we're forced to point her down, we can't pop the drone shield here. She can probably replace Erin though. But Cutter is 2 swings out from soloing this stage with just a castle, so that doesn't really amount to much. Or I'm probably just going to get her killed, because I've forgotten how to do this. Ah well, let's go. Let's see if she can pop the shield on the boss at least. Yeah, I should probably float a bit more. I don't need the cars until this truck starts moving. I'm actually not sure I even need this setup in particular. Yeah, maybe she can do it with a different setup. I'll have to think about it more later. This is the one I used to beat it with Cutter. Wait until the drone actually walks into range. The drone can still attack, very rudely of it. Yeah, we have the invisible cars because we can pop the shield. And the truck escapes when we unblock because they turn invisible. That's a decent bit of damage. Sadly no red numbers, so we can't tell how much damage he's actually doing. Maybe I should have kept DSP. So that's about 15% of its health, considering most of the damage was wasted on the shield and she doesn't have M3. I'll make a bunch of runs with her once she's M6. That might be workable, because we have 2 whoops, and she should get... Cutter has an advantage at the start, because she can hit at this zone, but Contrail can't. But Contrail gets extra tiles here, so maybe she can do more. We'll see. If I recall correctly, I don't need to counter the second truck. Maybe I'll just die because of the shield timing though, by leaking some enemies. I'm not seriously trying to do the stage though, so I can live with that. I wonder if she'll charge up in time. No, the drone's bullying her in. So, At least for this stage, flying up in the air isn't really to my advantage. Though I could do it later, I just don't get to use the skill twice. Yeah, I might give this a try, a few more tries once I have her attempt 3. It seems doable. The real question is if I can stall all of the trucks, because then I can do it with just... If she has the damage, I don't need her in at all. We'll get back to that later though. For now, we'll finish the IS-5 run. And I'll probably go have dinner. S2 is definitely her better skill. The 1530 SP cycle is just insane. 8 operators, yeah, this is a free win. Let's go. It'd be a free win at difficulty 15 too. Yeah, attempt 3, it's only 15 SP. She should 100% be able to block invisible drones. There is no reason she shouldn't be able to. I think it's fine to just assume that she can do that. Because it makes no sense for her not to be able to. Like, you can block invisible melee enemies, right? So why not drones? That's basically the entire stage done. Yeah, we can probably have Contrail over here. I think the stage normally has 75, so we have some extra that we aren't seeing. I can definitely kill a duck. Bear should be doable. Not sure about the dog though. After I kill the third flock, I should retreat, I guess. So write a fanfic then. I'd commission it, but I have no money. Oh yeah, it was from me. I forgot I summoned the chest. It steals your money if it reaches the blue box. If you kill it, it gives you money instead. Let's see how much money it gives you when you summon it off a rune. As I said, it should be consistent with how mushrooms work. Maybe it's an exception. I'll have a look at it in a bit. Yeah, it's just 5 ingots. That's a terrible rune then. There's a rune that increases how many ingots you gain. That will give you more. You make it sound like I don't forget about chests when I'm not streaming. Though I suppose you'd have no way to know about that. Well, now you do. Indigo. Biggest difference between E1 and E2. Unfortunate. Pinecone's turn. Squad deploy limit or 300 defense and res after almost 2 minutes. We'll take the deploy. And pulverize all the other runes. Haritu art is very cute, how dare you. S1 also has physical dodge, but that's only useful against drones. So yeah, basically just an emergency blocker as you said. The Bosky should be more value. This stage has 2 crystals, so I don't want to reroll it, then reroll here and then go like so. Yeah, that should work fine. What, you mean so you can catch drones that move over range tiles? Eh. I guess if that's something you're into. Practically, I don't think it'd be all that useful. Because anytime you want to deal with drones, you usually have them move over many tiles at some point. And I think a lot of the strength from the archetype has nothing to do with drones anyway, but just from them having some pretty good numbers and the ability to go invisible on a trait. You have to consider that what some of the other traits in the game are. Lord Guards have the trait to do 20% less damage when they're not using their skill, for example. Mudrock has the trait of not being unhealable. The main strength of this class is decent stats and actually having a meaningful trait that's useful. Ethan's determined not to die, despite my best efforts. By the way, a funny thing you should know for this stage. A crab can be eaten, but it just comes back. Really, it's something that makes your life easier if you know it. Do not try this with Doorkeepers. Yeah, that's another good example. A lot of archetypes have fucking awful traits, which doesn't mean the operators in the archetype are bad, but the trait isn't helpful in any way. Mudrock is probably the biggest example of this. A strong operator that has a completely useless trait. That's a straight demerit and nothing else. Ak is the same way too. Actually, the Ak archetype has it the worst, because that trait was just meant for him. And then other people got it who have no way to actually heal themselves. Very dead duck. Oh yeah, Indigo was facing down. I was wondering why she wasn't shooting. Whoa. Whether they come from before or after branches were added to the game makes no difference to my point that most traits are completely irrelevant. Also, you have newer archetypes that also have the same thing with irrelevant traits. Cough, Quartz, Cough. Sorry, I had a piece of rock in my throat for some reason. Yeah, we can reroll this, it's fine. Walk time. I should get some game on Steam to play while I'm waiting when it starts wagging on CN. Any suggestions? Preferably some roguelike that I haven't played yet. That's a high bar to clear, actually. Oh, another stage that I haven't seen. Perfect, we can die here and I can go have dinner.
作戦に出るんですか？
Also, it has host, so possibly it might have a place for us to use her.
やってみせますから。
Nah, 4 stars would give defense. We have a lot of defensive options and most of our buffers do that. Samurai Showdown, haven't heard of it. Describe it to me while I'm dying to this stage I haven't seen before. Oh, are we gonna get a chance to do it? To block a drone? Definitely, but I don't know the stage, so I don't know where the archers are coming from. Curses. Okay, so I presume we have Lancers coming from here, because that's what the map looks like. Well, Lancers by any other name.
天候は安定しており、見晴らしも良好。
Beanstalk would be better served than that tile. That's why.
顔をもうちょっとこっちに持ってきて。ありがとう。力加減には気をつけるよ。
So what the hell is the rest of the stage?
光が力を蓄えています。
Okay, we have bomb drones there.
飛行の準備して積乱雲の中を通るよ。
Yeah, and the drone goes over the unblockable tiles.
この敵たちはどれも波の危険さには及びません。
Mm-hmm.
これが戦場というものね。本物の戦場ではどんな撮影現場よりもいい。行くよ。
We should have some archers at some point, so we're still waiting on that. Perfumer has really high health. Click will survive that hit too. Need some armor there. Because blocking is more important, dodging the hit. Might leak this drone. Yeah, this one's a whiff. Bye bye drone. Should have used Contrail skill, I guess. Okay, so if this guy gets blocked, he summons a drone. So let's not block it. This stage seems really easy. My plans to die to it were dashed. So unfairly. Oh, a red one. So they actually one shot. I guess we just want to summon the drone out here. Yeah, both drones are procced. I might just leak him, because you don't have any DPS. With Gavio we definitely stop that, but I'm not sure Perfumer cannot heal without any devices left from Roberto. We'll try, of course. Yeah, we'll just barely die. Yeah, this is a really easy stage. Probably the easiest stage on floor 3. Oh, we're still having the Spuria conversation. I think people, when talking about her, always focus too much on her actual numbers. And can make the argument that she's actually a net positive in most cases. This is correct, but it's ignoring the larger issue that having your operators randomly get stunned and then you leak and die because of that is extremely unfun. Her problem is that for most people she's fundamentally going to be an extremely unfun operator to use. That's a much bigger issue than her actual value as a DPS operator. Oh my god, no, please no 4-star flinger. I fear the day I get a 4-star flinger. You need to be really careful when adding negative RNG to games. By negative RNG I mean kind of the opposite of what a gacha game is. So in gacha, you spend a bunch of rows for something that's like a 2% chance to happen. But your expectation is basically that you're not going to get anything out of any individual row. So when it actually does happen, you go, yay, I got what I wanted to. Or you run out of rows and then whine about it on Reddit, whatever you want. Anyhow, but consider the opposite situation. We'll play on 1 XP so I can whine about game design while we're playing. Consider the opposite situation now, where you expect something is relatively reliable and you expect it to happen. Say, for example, Spuria not being a useless sack of shit that stuns your operators and makes you weak. Usually she does it, so that's what your expectation is. So when she decides not to do that 3 times in a row, you get very salty about it. This is why negative RNG isn't always a great idea. Or it's something, at least something you have to be really careful about. If you're always expecting a positive outcome, and you get a negative one, you're gonna get a lot saltier than if you're mentally prepared for the negative outcome. Which is also why crits feel better than if enemies have dodge, even though the result mostly ends up being the same. When you attack enemies, you expect your attacks to hit, so them not hitting makes you salty. When you attack enemies, you expect your attacks to do the normal amount of damage. So when they do more damage than that, you go, yay, it did better than expected. Exceptionally terrible for this setup for this stage from me, but this stage is too easy for it to matter. I should have been using Contrail to kill the crystal, since she's the only one that can. We're gonna end up stalling the trucks on Roberta probably. We already have a 1-star caster, right? That's Fonor, the primal caster. Am I missing something? Oh, Fonor is a ritualist. Pardon, it's the useful archetype. My mistake. Hopefully she doesn't murder the truck while it's crossing. Though you also don't need to be stalling that much anyway, because she kills pretty quickly.
Mission accomplished.
It's a surprisingly decent robot, by the way. I'm curious, do you bother getting all the pots for the robots? Because since I'm a tryhard I should be doing it, but I'm very lazy about it. I don't have Priston's pots, for example. If I feel like I need him for a run, I'll go harass somebody else to put him on support. Picking a guard at random. Primal Vanguard. No, we'll just have her attack the crystal. It's fine. Oh right, we can use her to get rid of the spiders for us. I forgot. Because she can fly. Yeah, this will definitely not work well on difficulty 15. At least not without some items. Being invisible is useful at least
飛行の準備ができ
for slaying spiders.
た。この馬がうちの子たちをいじめないで。
And get away with just having Pinecone here.
支えます。
It really simplifies
はい。
the ending part of the stage.
鍵を打てば大丈夫。杖が温まってきました。準備はこの馬がうちの子たちをいじめ。はい。ちゃんと聞いてます。海面この敵たちを。だはいよ。
Thermo is definitely my favorite robot in the bunch. He's just very fun to use. You just get to drop bombs and stuff.
はい。普段通り鍵を打てば大丈夫。指示を。はい。はい。ベリーはまだまだ持ちますよ。みんな、私のサインに注意して。
Oops. Bye bye, Contrail. We'll see you in a bit.
はい。ベリーはまだまだ持ちますよ。
Kind of no reason to use Ethan's Q just yet.
みんな、私のサインに注意
Or
して。
anyone's.
なんだ消耗戦をふっかけられて俺がビビると思ったか
Yo official is also funny to use. I like how it comes with a downside, but she's actually probably the most useful robot, because stunning something for 6 seconds is really strong. The equipment, you mean the items you can get from the shop? The stun bombs by far. They're reliable, easy to use, and the most flexible.
飛行の準備して積乱雲の中を通るよ。
I'm happy with Drone Walker 4000. I mean, the only real request I had is, for the love of God, stop giving me casters. I have too many casters that are good. And that's exactly what I got. Not a caster. Technically, you can consider her something that buffs Click's attack, because she stops drones from moving for a bit, so that can allow Click to attack a bit more. So both my meme wish and my real wish got met. I'm happy. Avoiding stuff that aren't specialist. Hopefully we get a map with two crystals. This one only has one. It takes one to go up, and then takes two to enter. No, pardon, it takes two to enter the boss key and two to go up. So I won't have enough to do both. I can, on the other hand, reroll the stage into a normal emergency and then go up, which is what we're probably going to do. Do I have opinions about the new Defender class? Since it's not a 4-star, I don't know what the new Defender class actually does. Oh yeah, we have one of the big questions here. Can Contrail block these things? The answer is going to be yes, and then they explode in her face and do damage to her, so she's not a good pick against them. But we'll play it out just so you can see for yourself. Well, I say explode in her face, but they're going to do negative amounts of damage to her. Also, she's not going to block anything because I faced her to the right and she's just going to kill them with zero effort. Let's redeploy her for a later wave, so we can actually demonstrate what happens. I'm 100% sure in how it's going to work, but I'll let it play out, just so you can see it. What happens if she doesn't shoot them? Oops, should probably save the DP. Yeah, she can block anything that's floating, she can block it. I think we have one more wave after this, so we should be able to pull it off. And there goes that one more wave. Oops. Okay, I'll go to chapter 11 after we finish this stage, since I kind of blue balled you there. We tested it on chapter 9 and she can block hovering enemies just fine. Since they're fundamentally no different from flying enemies. Other than the fact that they stop flying when you stun them and that they follow pathing. I think if they ever add unblockable drones to the game, it's a sign that the game has long past...
Mission accomplished.
it has gone past the point where it should have ended long ago. That's actually a good question too. I should go back and check that, how it works with the drone. Does anyone remember what the IC targeting was? Stun goes on the last deployed operator, damage goes on the first deployed operator, something like that. Let's go and find out both of those things. Okay, first of all, we're heading to chapter 11. Actually, chapter 13 might be better. I mean 12. If we can just go on a map that has a bunch of drones, we should be able to see it there pretty easily. Yeah, it's the drone spam map. What about a 4-star hunter? I mean, their competition is Totter for long-range damage. So unless they're better than Totter, they're not gonna see much use. I don't really have any thoughts about Hunter as an archetype. So that's kind of whatever to me. Wait, that's a terrible spot to put her in. The drones will explode before they get. Because it does the Space Invaders things where it goes like this. We need to put her over here. Else the drones, her skill will end before the drones reach her. Also, why am I using her skill 2? We can much more easily see it with skill 1. Was it this stage? No, it was this one. Skill 1. So, here's exactly what's going to happen. She's going to block them and then they're instantly going to attack her. And she's probably going to kill them before they manage to attack her. Because they have so little health. You ready? Oh, they can just attack her normally, whoa. She's not invisible to the suicide things for whatever reason. Now that was unexpected. She also can't stop this drone from moving. What? That was kind of weird. Let's try it again, but not put her on the tile. That wasn't the normal interaction we should have had with either of those. We both couldn't stop the big drone from moving, and the small drones didn't attack her. So I had two unexpected interactions there. So now we're starting to control factors. We put her in the border tile, which should be irrelevant, but just in case we'll put her outside of it and try to repeat. I don't play SSS. Okay, round 2. Now we're going to move her outside of the timeout. Such is life. It's interesting that she couldn't block the big drone in any case.
ドクター、私もかつては好んで夜更かしを
Let's confirm the bit about area enemies can still target.
一晩中一睡
That should be easy enough to do.
その後1週間も激しい
Wait, an artillery drone?
実に恐ろしい経験だった。
怖くないよ。原稿準備して積乱雲の中を通るよ。
Yeah, drones can just target her. So since drones can target her, it makes sense that the small ones just suicide into her. What doesn't make sense is that she can't block the big one, so let's try that. It shouldn't be a function of the tile we put her on, because you can block things in fenced off tiles, they have no effect on that. But let's retry without it and see what happens. Also, we're gonna look at the drone's shadow this time a bit. No, she's invisible to ranged units. It's drones in particular that can hit her. Maybe she was just never in contact with the drone, because where the drone is and where their model is aren't exactly the same place. Let's pay attention to where the shadow is. Okay, so here is the shadow. It's in the center of the tile right now. Yeah, so there shouldn't be any problem with blocking it. Yeah, so she blocked it here. Notice now she's blocking it. But earlier when we put her on the fenced off tile, she couldn't do it. Let's repeat that one more time and see if we get the same result. What was the other thing I was wondering about the IC boss? Yeah, he'll be able to target her normally. We don't need to check that. So apparently the fenced off tile makes all the difference. Can Mandragora hit her in phase 2? That's an excellent question. What about hovering enemies? Can they see her or not? We'll test that too. This shit is important to know. So that's what we'll check after. First, just to confirm this. When we drop her on the fence tile now, will she block the drone? Was that some one-off bug or is that consistent behavior?
目標さえ達成できれば、家庭は多少めちゃくちゃでも大丈夫だよね。
So if we drop her here, yeah, if she's on a fenced off tile, for whatever reason, I have a theory, because not all fenced tiles are built the same. We're gonna try to pull something into that fenced tile and see if we can block a melee enemy on it. Contrail's pretty decent, high stats, that was clear from the start though. I'll show off some more interesting stuff she can do once we have Thrust and M6. Okay, so we're gonna pull a melee enemy into that tile and see if we can block them there. My assumption is that we'll not be able to block them. So that's more of a function of the tile than Contrail. Because you know, fenced off tiles, you technically can't block stuff on them, but it's Arknight, so we should test it. Because on like half of them you can. Yeah, I think it depends on the fence tile, because you're not supposed to be able to, but you kind of can. So let's find out whether you can block them on this kind of fence tile in chapter 12 in particular. Another way to say it is that I want to know whether this is a function of Contrail or a function of the tile. I may have trolled myself. Yeah, we can't block. It doesn't go through the border. So it's a function of the tile, not Contrail. Good to know, I guess. Nah, the logic is consistent.
僕が言うまでもないよね。
Okay, so that's it for the tile mystery we have here. It's useful to know that these tiles don't work, I suppose, but I don't see that ever coming up in a run. We also want to know whether hovering enemies can attack her. Fastest way to check that would be Chapter 9, H94, since they just spawn right at the start, more or less.
了解。カッター入隊する。
Tamerlane, go back and check the replay. She literally pushed the drone back, so she can obviously block it.
家庭は多少めちゃくちゃでも大丈夫だよね。
私の役目は
Yes, different fence tiles work differently. We can 100% push an enemy into this one. In fact, I'm just gonna show it off right now, just to demonstrate the point. Yeah, you see? Different fence tiles are different. Don't assume they work the same way. Okay, so hovering enemies can attack her just fine. In short, anything she can block while in the air can attack her normally. And if she's in a fence tile, she can... On a fence tile, specifically a fence tile, where if you click it, you get it starts glowing yellow and you see text. If it's one of those, she can't block enemies on it. If it's a fence tile like this, where you can't click it, then she can block enemies just fine on those, because they have no special effect. Okay, I think we have a pretty good idea of how she works now. Pretty fun archetype. I think I'll end it for this stream though, because it's getting kind of late. Tomorrow we'll do some stuff on Ian, and in the meantime I'll M6 her, gain some trust, and we'll see what specific stuff we can do. We're going to murder the stupid pink sheep with her. Bye for now. Have a nice one.